The year is 2016, and the Syrian civil war is in full effect. The conflict is complex, but essentially, various rebel groups have sprung up throughout the region, many of which want to take power away from the Syrian president, Assad. Some of the rebel groups have good intentions to liberate the country and free the people from Assad's reign. But some of the other groups that were created from the chaos, well, let's just say they're not so great. With the fragmentation of the country, terrorist groups were able to flourish, wreaking havoc on the world. Because of this, the United States and Russia enter the picture, with Russia supplying airstrikes for Assad and the United States providing arms and training to some of the rebel groups. Ultimately, Syria is plunged into chaos, and within chaos, almost anything can occur, especially when 4chan gets involved. An anonymous user posted on 4chan's SG, also known as the Syria General Board, which mainly held discussions and updates on the Syrian civil war. According to the user, a Syrian rebel group posted a video to YouTube, which displayed one of their secret encampments in the southern Aleppo region. The rebel group, known as Jaysh al-Izza, or the Army of Glory, is part of the opposition to Assad. Some view this group as a good player for attempting to liberate the people, while others see this group as evil, mostly because of their associations with terrorist groups, such as Al-Qaeda. Because of their allyship with terrorists, 4chan saw them as an enemy that needed to be destroyed. The original poster just said one thing:
"Help Ivan do another Twitter strike. Come on SG, let's meme some moderates to death."
The Twitter account that the anonymous user showcased was a man named Ivan, who already had quite a reputation. His full Twitter name is Ivan Sidorenko, which is interesting because one of Russia's most famous snipers from World War II had the same name, leading many to believe that the Ivan from Twitter goes by that alias, to keep his real identity hidden. This is strange because he does have a YouTube channel, where you can clearly see his face. Anyways, Ivan was particularly famous for one thing: calling in airstrikes. Ivan didn't actually call them in himself. He was actually just a war blogger, but he often provided the Russian military with helpful information, which enabled him to have direct contact with the higher-ups that can call in airstrikes. He previously helped supply the Russian government with accurate coordinates, so they were able to successfully airstrike ISIS, which earned Ivan the trust and respect of the Russian government. Less than an hour or so after the 4chan thread opened, an anonymous user would bring up a place called Chaldea Village as a potential location for the rebel encampment. The user couldn't actually find it on Google Maps, so they had to do a bit more digging around. After some searching, one user would find the unlabeled village on the map. 4chan was now getting close. Not even 3 minutes later, they would strike gold. An anonymous user found the exact location in the city where the video was taken. The pillars would match up perfectly with the underground passageway, along with some of the other surroundings. The anonymous users wouldn't waste any time. One user would quickly send Ivan the coordinates, and less than 20 minutes later, Ivan tweets again. This time, his tweet would have all the information that was found in the 4chan thread, and he tweeted all of this to mod_Russia, which is the Russian Ministry of Defense Twitter account.
SG now has real terrorist blood on its hands. What a time to be alive.
Ivan wouldn't leave 4chan unnoticed though. He tweeted a bit after, explaining his gratitude towards SG and Pole, exclaiming that they are the true champions, which of course would leave 4chan as happy as could be. And that was the end of the story, or so we thought. About 2 months later, this same rebel group had clearly not learned from their mistakes, and had the bright idea to post another few videos on YouTube. This time, they would feature a video of one of their hidden training camps to attempt to show off the strength of their forces. They made the fatal mistake of filming the video outside, where again, their location could be pinpointed with enough effort. Their mistake would quickly begin to come to fruition, as the anonymous user who created the thread would only say,
"Rebel training camp in Northern Hama. Can SG find it?"
The anonymous user also posted links to the 2 videos, showcasing the rebels in their training encampment. The video had everything from obstacle courses to zip lines, to even all-out brawls. Why they would want to showcase this is unclear. For 4chan though, the search was back on, and these anonymous users were determined to give Ivan another target. At around 3:29 in the first video, the rebels would make their biggest mistake. They would clearly show a landmark that the 4chan investigators would be able to use: power grids.
Does anyone know what the height of these power grids are? In that photo, I could calculate the distance from the mast to the camp with that info.
4chan would then scour Google Maps for areas that met the criteria that they found. They were looking for something that matched the power grid tower and the two small buildings, in the same formation as seen in the video. Within only a few hours of the thread being open, they would have a strong lead.
I found this place that looks similar, still verifying.
Unlike before, 4chan decided it would be a good idea to verify 100% that they got the correct location before they sent it off to Ivan. So many of the users in the thread decided to cross-reference the footage with Google Maps. They didn't want to accidentally bomb the wrong location. 3 power grids behind the encampment, check. A power grid and 2 unique buildings in a diagonal line, check. The final nail in the coffin was the 5 beams in the building, which was exactly the same on Google Maps, check. After about 30 minutes of verifying random parts of the video, most of the anonymous 4chan users were fairly certain it was the correct location.
Pretty certain that's the spot. Someone send it to Ivan.
Done. Thanks.
They did it again. Ivan was now inbound to call in another airstrike. Within the next day, there would be videos of the airstrike online, showing the location that 4chan supplied being bombed.
Yo bro, looks like our strike was real.
Anonymous users were happy that they helped kill these rebel forces, but was 4chan actually doing something good here, or were they making a grave mistake? Although many users on 4chan thought they were doing the right thing by, quote, killing terrorists, the situation is a bit more complex than just that. Even though this rebel group is known to have some association with Al-Qaeda, it doesn't necessarily mean that they actually are terrorists. Some of the rebel forces in the region just wanted what was best for their people and would never commit atrocities like what some of the terrorist groups have done. Even though it's possible that the people that got bombed might actually be bad, 4chan will still have that blood on their hands forever.
Oh my. So all of us now has the blood of terrorist on our hands. Mama would be proud, I guess so.